you just gotta rewire your brain a little bit.
I'm still in a transitional period.
It was just an emergency in my head.
What's going on? Like, are we still friends?
Americans moving to Portugal are struggling to fit in. I found out the top reasons why on a trip to Lisbon. More people are experiencing this culture shock as the number of Americans moving to Portugal keeps hitting record highs, jumping 44% from 2022 to 2023, the most recent data available. Portugal is also the #1 country Americans want to move to, according to a survey of more than 110,000 Americans by relocation company Expatsi. I talked to American expats about their biggest struggles and why moving to Portugal was so worth it anyways.
In the US, we have such a goal-oriented culture, and it's so easy to be a workaholic, especially in big cities. Did you guys come to Lisbon also in this sort of workaholic mentality?
I've always been a little bit of a workaholic, so one of the hesitations that I had coming to Lisbon was, where is that part of my identity going to go? Like, there's going to be no place for it to live. It's not a workaholic society. The things that you think are really important, at least for me, the things I thought were really important in my life and the things that I thought had to get done today, had to get done this week or else I would self-combust, are not that important. I think that I'm still in a transitional period, but I think it's been a lot easier for me to kind of give up that part of my identity and adjust to a new way of thinking and being. And I have to say I'm much happier.
Yeah.
Not putting that pressure on myself and realizing that actually the pressure is kind of all in my head because of like where we've grown up.
Yeah.
If you want to do New York and Lisbon, it's not going to work. You just need to like come and match the pace. Like, but I mean, the things that we think we need to get done today, you just gotta rewire your brain a little bit. Like, actually, like if it's not done until Friday, we're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. If it doesn't get done at all, like probably we're gonna live. Like,
The store was closed.
yeah, like the store was closed. Like, we'll get it tomorrow. They didn't have this. We'll get it another time. Like you figure out the things that you're pressured about having now. And I guess that's also kind of our North American thing is like, why isn't it this way? It's like, well, why do you need it to be that way?
Yeah.
Like as a half German, it was tough for me in the beginning that you can like say to friends like, hey, let's meet at 8. Yes, let's meet at 8. And then it's 10 o'clock and they are showing up and like you already are planning going to bed because like you just think they've ghosted you and like it's just like, what's going on? Like, are we still friends? And they are like, hey, let's party. And that's like completely normal over here because like, yeah, we should meet around 8 and 10 is still around 8. So when you're gonna pass that, it's like really cool because you're also getting that like completely different like relation to time and stress. The relationship with time that people do have here, that they've got time for everything. They can like open their business like 1 hour later and it's like, it's fine, you will wait, it's okay.
Being here, I'm realizing that there are a lot of little things that I was really missing out on in the States that I didn't realize I was missing out on until I got here. So like, I'm watching love stories right now, like love movies, which is really not my thing. I'm listening to different music, I'm reading a lot more. I have more space to work on art, which is something that I haven't done literally in years. And I didn't realize that I was missing that piece, that creative space, that balanced space until I got here and just had more time and more mental capacity to really move into it.
But is that relaxed feeling also because of the much better cost of living? Because then there's not always all this pressure to be working in order to keep up with paying your bills.
I don't think it's, like you said, as cheap as people think it is, but it's way cheaper than what our last alternative option was. And where can you live in the center of the city in America and look at the ocean and eat fresh seafood and work in your freelance entrepreneur lifestyle? Utku and I both work as freelancers. He works in the art industry and I'm a freelance writer as well. And I would say neither of us work full-time. We don't generally put in 8-hour days and we alternate sometimes who works, who takes care of our child. And like today we've taken the whole day off to come and hang out on a Friday and we don't have to check in with anyone. We don't have to tell anyone we're not working today. And I think this is, coming from America, this is not possible. I couldn't just take days off, say I'm closing my computer for the next 4 days to go on a meditation retreat. Like this is something Portugal can offer us.
Lifestyle is just really valued here. I used to, in New York and when I was living in Singapore, I used to almost fear requesting vacation, especially big blocks of vacation. And here, my office is shut in August.
There's a bit of like, for example, if you go to a government office and you don't speak Portuguese, they will sometimes refuse to speak English.
Yes.
Not just because they don't speak
That's
English,
absolutely
they're just like
matters.
refusing to speak English.
But it's not so bad as in France, so it's like still fine. But
Sure, but here it's just like sometimes you just feel like I had to, like we've had many times where we're just like, we need to call our Portuguese friend and they need to help us, like just.
even
have
today
that.
we need to do that
Yeah.
to fix our car because it's gonna be an issue to
So the
not
language
be
is
Portuguese
a
speaker.
little bit of a barrier, but in general, like it doesn't outshadow the benefits. People drive terribly. Oh my gosh, the roads are tiny, and people will just like, I'm gonna stop here. I've delivered
And
to
also,
do, and you just
like,
have to wait.
we would be more like careful with our car and more like thinking, oh, you're gonna scratch the car. And here's like, our car is not small, so like it needs to be scratched sometimes, you know, like that's how it is. So like you can see like really expensive cars in the city center and you see they are like just having scratches all over, and that's how you're driving here. And then like no one here is collecting the poo after their dogs.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? It's the capital. Like why? But other than that, it's
For my fellow Americans, how does living here compare with the US?
How do you want us to turn out the United States?
In what? Like, in every way. It's different.
Is it hard though? Because I feel like we grow up in America thinking that America is the greatest country in the world.
Absolutely.
And I still have that mindset in a way. So is it hard to make that transition?
Not at
I
all.
think it's liberating to leave America. We just saw so many more opportunities of happiness here than we did going back to America.
I feel like we're really insulated in the United States, like with that mentality of like, we are the best, we are number one, everything here is perfect and great and amazing. And for me, it was really easy to make that transition outside of that mindset when I saw something different and I had time to really see how it made my body feel. Like my body has physically changed,
Totally.
my mind has changed.
I think I can speak for Black people a little bit. It's nice to not fear driving down the street or walking down the street or like, for example, like a few days ago, I had a run-in with a security guard at a mini Pretz who thought I was stealing something, and I was like, I literally didn't even touch anything, but I felt strong enough to defend myself. In the United States, I would be afraid for my life. I would just like, here, open my bag, like don't kill me, please. Like here, I'm just like, leave me alone. So I like definitely, I feel more strong.
I just feel more creative here because I don't have to worry about dealing with microaggressions, working in a predominantly white space, or being followed in the grocery store or things like that. So it has freed up more mental space for me to be creative and to focus on a lot of my passion projects. So.
And I agree. There's a certain lightness that I feel here internally that is hard to describe because when you're in a toxic environment, you don't necessarily know that's your norm. So a lot of things you're desensitized to. But here, now that I'm, in a new environment, I realize so many things that may have normalized are not normal, like the way I felt. And now I have space for creativity, right? I have more leisure time, and I'm also on a gap year, so that's a little different. But it's fair to say there were 4 months during my gap year where I was home waiting for my residency, and it was heavy and it was hard. And so I was like, okay, it's not just because I'm on a gap year, it's actually the environment as well where I feel lighter. And coming back here after that 4-month break, it was so refreshing, and I feel like I could breathe again. It was just so, I feel much lighter here, and so my life is different because there are things that I have time to appreciate and notice, and to tap into because my mental capacity isn't being clouded by microaggressions and other things. You're gonna deal with racism everywhere and things like that. It's just far more lethal in the States. So I feel like I can just exist here.
We had a child that was born in the beginning of COVID, and we were seriously thinking, what is the best future we can give him? Where will life be the most peaceful? And where can we offer him a place where people are going to be more relaxed about like your background, your religion, your culture, the languages you speak at home?
I'm originally from Chicago, but I came from Madison, Wisconsin. And for any of you who know anything about Wisconsin, there's a ton of snow, usually below 0 in the winter. So the fact that it's October and I can really like sit in this beautiful weather is
Yeah, I was actually concerned about coming to Lisbon in October. I thought it would be cold.
Yeah.
But it's so warm. It's like summer right now.
Yeah. Like today's gonna be like 28 Celsius.
Yeah.
And I love the variety of things like the architecture and landscape here because you go to the north to Porto, wine country, very beautiful. Lisbon, obviously the city, and it's nice that the water's here. And then the Algarve region, which I just love. You want to relax, you do that. They have adventure stuff as well. So I feel like it's one of those countries that's underrated. Like, you know, I think it has a lot more to offer than people realize. Plus the food and the gelato.
Every day since we've come here, we're always like, oh, it's so beautiful, we're so happy. We go for a walk, we're like, do you see this building? Look at these people smiling.